Hi, I'm Manny Fitzsimmons. I'm your Washington Realtors Legal Hotline lawyer. And today I want to do, a phase 2 on a FIRPTA video. We did the FIRPTA video way back in 2016. And with this video, we're offering you a link back to that 2016 FIRPTA video because really everything that was said in that video, nothing's changed, except best practices. In that video, I told you that you should take the Form 22E with seller having filled it out and signed it and attach it to every purchase and sale agreement. That's wrong. That's not the best way to use Form 22E. So in this video, I want to spend a few minutes talking about the best utilization you can make of Form 22E to facilitate not only buyer and seller, but also escrow to get this transaction closed in conformity with federal law. So watch that video and you'll know what we're talking about with respect to what the FIRPTA form is and what it does and why it's important. Here's what I want you to learn as to what you need to do with that form. All right, starts with you, listing brokers. When you first meet with seller and you have seller sign the listing agreement, you also pull out your Form 22E, your FIRPTA certificate, and you have seller complete and sign the Form 22E. That form then is uploaded to the MLS as an attached document. When buyer broker writes an offer on seller's property, buyer broker pulls that form off of the attached documents, references the information on that form, properly marks the FIRPTA provision on buyer's offer form, and then takes Form 22E, signed by seller, and puts it in buyer, broker's, firm's transaction folder. Form 22E is never part of any buyer's offer or any mutually executed purchase and sale agreement. Form 22E is a reference tool, a tool that helps buyer's broker know how to mark the FIRPTA provision. Are there other ways that buyer broker can learn how to mark the FIRPTA provision? Sure. In some MLSs, there is a box on the MLS printout where seller identifies their status under FIRPTA. Buyer broker could always send an email or a text message over to listing broker asking for that information. Or buyer broker can always just guess. Can mark the box, the FIRPTA box, that seller is or is not a non-resident alien, and then hope that listing broker and seller correct the information if it's wrong. The only good approach, however, let me back up. The most protective approach, however, for buyer's broker, and escrow is for seller to fill out that Form 22E FIRPTA certificate, sign it, attach it to the MLS document as an attached document so that buyer's broker and escrow can both have access to that form. Escrow is going to get that form from the buyer's broker if they need it. But so that escrow and buyer's broker can both have access to that form to gain seller's signed representation as to citizenship status before the transaction closes or as escrow is preparing to close a transaction. Because if seller is a non-resident alien, it's going to take more than just a few days to make the preparations that are necessary to close this transaction. So escrow needs that information early, buyer broker needs that information early. This is the best way to use Form 22E to accomplish that purpose. If you have questions on this topic or any other, or even anything that was said back in that 2016 video regarding FIRPTA, send an email to me, legalhotline@warealtor.org. Thank you for being a Washington Realtors member.